Because it was nothing but the grace of God that carried us through. 2025, I want you to know every time before the year ends, I have something with God that as we come to October, November, I get a hint prophetically of where we'll be going the beginning of the following year. But I want to tell you something. 2024, I received a word around November, just before I left for the US. But I was thinking that is my word to study it. And I was not thinking it was going to be the theme of 2025. So I started waiting on God for the theme of 2025. And of course I knew that there is no way that I gave a word that we on building and rebuilding, and then I come back and talk about the same thing. I had a lot of questions. I would ask God, why would we go to something that you have previously warned us and talked to us? And I can tell you that I had so many questions that I kept on asking God. But questions without answers. I did not understand at the time how we can come out of the message of Nehemiah, building and rebuilding. Building and rebuilding. And I wondered why God would speak twice on the same subject of building and rebuilding. I want to surprise you. Year 2025 theme comes from Isaiah 58, verse number 12. Those from amongst you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations, and you shall be called the repairers of the breach, or the repairers of the gap, the restorers of the streets to dwell in. That is theme for 2025. Do you receive the theme? Do you receive the message today? So God is saying, amongst you, those amongst you, yes, you shall stand to be counted. Yes, to be builders of the wasted places. You shall raise up foundations for many, many generations. You shall be restorers of the streets. Nairobi will be restored. Oh, you didn't hear what I said? I have come to prophesy. Our cities and our counties will have to be restored. And I wondered, might God be giving us a second chance so we can do the right thing? I think God was checking on us. Did they get the message of building and rebuilding? So Isaiah was given a word of caution by to God's covenant people. And the prophet was told, cry out, lift up your voice like a trumpet. Tell my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. I chose not to take much time on the theme because as a team with the pastoral team and all the ministers, we will take a lot of time to study Isaiah 58. In Isaiah 58 there are many promises. Because Isaiah is saying, if you can do this, I will do. God said, you can do this, I can do this for you. We see the caution that Isaiah is giving to God's covenant people. If you can turn away from your own ways into the ways of God, God is reminding us He will restore us. And I noticed something that January, I also quoted Isaiah 61 verse number 4. Where it says, they shall build the old ruins. They shall raise up the former desolations. And they shall repair the ruined cities. The desolation of many generations. Now, as I was praying and waiting on God, and by now you know that I was waiting for another word. Not the word on building and rebuilding. And as the more I waited on God, the more God confirmed to me that the word is on building and rebuilding. On the 25th of December, the Holy Spirit woke me up. And apparently I was reminded the words of our national anthem.